This is the Aftermarket Radio Network.
Greetings, everyone. Here's another episode of Diagnosing the Aftermarket A to Z. I'm Matt Fonslow. And today, I was kind of thinking about shop improvement. Not so much from a technician's standpoint, but upfront from management standpoint. That I think there's a tool that gets terrifically underused or underutilized. I don't see a lot of discussions about it. I don't see a lot of advice given to do it. So, without further ado, I think I want to talk a little bit about exit interviews. You know, it's no secret we're facing a technician shortage, and Napa Auto Care is addressing that. The free 2-year apprentice program offers a variety of training to produce a technician with 3 EIC certifications. To learn more, members can visit member.napaautocare.com. So yeah, exit interviews. That's something really, really common in other professions. I don't know about the trades or the skilled trades so much. I would say most of my friends who are in more of the white collar world, that's a regular thing. If they put in their notice, if they quit, one of them even they got fired and were allowed a exit interview. And I say allowed because I think they really wanted one. They went in, and even though they were fired and, you know, it took a few weeks, they admitted they probably deserved it. They went in there with very strong opinions about what was wrong from their perspective with the business, with the company they were working for. And I don't really recall ever being in an exit interview myself. I've conducted a few, and the reason is I want the shop to be better. I mean, across the board, better. I want it to be better for the clients. I want it to be better for the owner. I want it to be better for my fellow technicians. I want it to be better for me. And better is a, super vague word. What's better? Better everything. I want to like it better. Whether that means better lighting, making the floors easier to clean, however that might be, epoxy coating or tiling. I think tiling might be the way. Certainly not the least expensive, but I think like for a long-term solution, if you want to see what I'm talking about, check out Seth Thorson's shop or shops. But I think you'd have to look, actually. It might only be the one, but Eurotech Auto Service. Check out their Facebook pages. I think he's got photos of the tile being laid down and then some testing they did in an inconspicuous area of the shop to find out just how durable this stuff is. And it's really impressive. Make it easier to work, make it better to work, more fun, allow me to do my job better equipment, the better waiting area for the clients, however that might be, more comfortable furniture, better arrangements for them or accommodations for them for if they're going to work while waiting for their car, or, the list goes on. Refreshments. I want it to be better. A very powerful way is the exit interview, that if you have to let somebody go, beg them, pay them for the exit interview to sit down with you for a few minutes. And it usually doesn't end up a few minutes, especially if they're disgruntled. If they're leaving because for whatever reason, I guess it doesn't matter, I suppose, a little bit. If they're leaving for greener pastures, they're going to have a much different attitude than leaving because, their significant other got a job they couldn't refuse and they're required to move or whatnot. They're leaving reluctantly. They're going to give different feedback than somebody that's very disgruntled, frustrated. And you need to hear both because they're going to be biased, not just biased because of personal bias. And we're going to be biased from our own point of views. Most likely, most people are, and understandably so, but also where they are at that time in their life. If they're leaving because they're disgruntled, they're going to be a lot more critical, way more things. Some of them not even related. Somebody that's a little more reluctant to leave, sure, they're going to have criticisms because I don't think any of us own the perfect shop yet. I mean, I guess I've had a few say they do, but I don't think that's the reality. That they're going to have some very specific criticisms, but they're not going to be so harsh. And maybe, and if they are, it's usually deservedly so. That it's worth heeding because, as much as you want to be able to step back and look at your business with clear lenses and try to take yourself out of your own shoes and put yourself in someone else's, be it the clients or techs, employees, it's hard to do. It's really hard to do, and it's hard to do really well. So now you have somebody that does not, well, presumably isn't wearing your shoes, that can give you this feedback. And in some cases, let you have it. And sometimes you won't deserve one lick of it. They're so angry. They're so frustrated. They're so, this is maybe a harsh word. I probably should try to figure out a lighter word, but I'm going to go with it. They're fairly delusional about expectations or how broken they think something is. And it could be just, multitude of reasons. They maybe have never worked anywhere else or worked in somewhere where they don't have it quite as good. And the reason I bring that up is a good example is we hired a lube and tire tech, and comes from the marine world, not the military, but the boats and stuff like that, outboards, ski-doos or, jet skis type stuff. That's his background. He's older, I think he's got to be in his 50s, which I guess I don't want to say is old, but he's not a young tech. He's not super green in mechanical world. He's green in automotive, but the world he came from, not just so much the marine world itself, but the shop he had been working at, the working conditions were atrocious. I've never been there, but I now have it on good merit from multiple sources that, wow. Wow. Zero, very, very little climate control. They all wore hats, gloves, coats in the winter, overalls. And in the summer, they sweat profusely. Very, very poorly lit. I do believe it actually had concrete floor, so it wasn't a dirt floor. I've been in a couple shops with dirt floors, oddly enough. Not in Minnesota, though. Hey guys, Matt here talking to you about what the Napa Auto Care Center program can do for your business. You probably already know the Napa brand is the most recognized and trusted name in the automotive aftermarket industry. In fact, studies show nearly 95% of customers recognize Napa and associate it with quality parts, service, and technical expertise. So why not complete a Pro Image upgrade and take advantage of that? Pro Image is a co-branding program for the exterior and interior of your shop. On the outside, it includes the Napa colors and distinctive Napa signage. While the public may know you as a reliable, locally owned business, a Pro Image upgrade helps set your shop apart from the competition even further. It is also a visual signal to your customers and potential customers that you and Napa are partners. Most importantly, Pro Image really works. This co-branding opportunity has helped Napa Auto Care Centers across the country increase their car counts and sales. In fact, those that have completed the Pro Image project enjoy an average of 23% sales increase during their first year. Pro Image upgrades are also available for the interior of your shop. A Pro Image interior upgrade transforms your customer waiting area from merely utilitarian to warm and welcoming. The goal is to maintain your shop's independent identity while enhancing the customer's experience. You can get a free look at what a Pro Image exterior or interior upgrade can look like by visiting the Napa Auto Care member site and clicking on the Napa Pro Image link under the Napa Pro Image tab, or contact your local Napa Auto Parts store. Your servicing Napa store can tell you more about Pro Image plus the hundreds of other reasons to become part of the Napa Auto Care family, the largest network of independent auto repair shops in the country. The tooling, they didn't have any. It was crazy. It's just the craziest thing. And they didn't have hot water. So they were washing their hands, I think, in a bucket with a garden hose. That's how they washed their hands. So he comes to our shop, and again, it's not trying to imply that Riverside Automotive is some Taj garage or anything like that, but we do have hot water. We have multiple sinks with, the kind of that wash tub style, and a couple different types of soaps. I don't know about you guys, but it seems like I use one soap for a while. It works really great. And then I don't know, it's like it doesn't work quite so good. And then I switch to a different soap, and then, oh man, cleans really good. And then after a while, that doesn't clean so good. So I go back to the other. And then some of the guys, they like the really gritty stuff, and some of them not so much. So, I mean, it's not like we have this big smorgasbord of soap to choose from, but, we got a couple different varieties. So he's just ecstatic to be able to work in a shop that he can see because of the lighting, that he doesn't have to have his coat and hat on, that he can work in his regular uniform and not, freeze to death in the shop, see his breath. I mean, full disclosure, we don't have AC. I want to put a yet on that. I feel like it's a foregone conclusion. We will have AC of some level. It might be just the ductless style, where we have a few units in various areas of the shop, if only to just try to take the humidity down. So believe it or not, Minnesota summers can be fairly brutal. I don't want to imply it's anything like Florida or Texas, especially in the Gulf area, but it's pretty humid. We get into the high 90s, low 100s for few weeks a year, and the humidity is through the roof. It literally feels like if you walk out of an air-conditioned house outside, it feels like you just walked into a bathroom, or really a sauna that somebody just got done taking a shower in. That is the feel of it. It's brutal to work on, or work on a hot car on a hot day in a hot shop. The concrete floors sweat. It's brutal. We get that a few days or weeks a year. So, I mean, he's just very appreciative. And when he needs something, if there's a special tool he needs, we have it. Or if we don't have it, depending on what it is, we're going to go get it. So it's just a mind job for him. And then to listen to a tech that is critical, that works there, those issues seem so minor, and it's just a point of view, right? It's perspective, and it's not discounting what the other tech that's critical of something is saying. Sometimes it's what they're saying is valid. He looks at it and shakes his head like, I can't believe you're complaining about this. Look how good you have it. And I think the other perspective is things are great, but they're not perfect. And getting this or having this or doing this way would be one more step closer. Anyways, from management's perspective, I just feel it's a resource of information that is not taken advantage of. It doesn't matter how disgruntled the tech is. I don't want to say just tech, any employee. It doesn't matter how disgruntled they are. If it isn't so fitting to have the exit interview in your office, pay them and take them to lunch and let them decompress and let them vent and let you have it, because you can take that and, process it a little bit. Don't take it so personal. Stop taking things so personally. Business is part of your identity. That's something to work on disconnecting a little bit. Not fully by any means, but just don't get your identity so wrapped up that if somebody is insulting the business, they're insulting you. That's a little too far. Again, not talking about discounting stuff or dismissing it, but just, take it down a couple notches. Listen to what they have to say and sit down and write it down. Look it over. Wait a couple days or a week. Grab the list, break it up into, human resources type things or work environment type things, tooling, break it up in certain ways, and then go to the people working and then go, hey, I was talking to so-and-so before they left, and they have a couple issues. What do you think of these, honestly? And try to get everybody dialed down, because when people leave, depending on the circumstances, they're biased. So just try to get, the honest, no BS assessment of what they're saying. All feelings aside, is there validity in what they're saying? And can we use this? Is this something to strive for? Is this an improvement to make? And maybe you're going to end up reassessing yourself as a leader and realize, like, they didn't fail me. Like when they left, I feel like they failed me. And now the harsh reality is I failed them. It's a horrible feeling. I get why anyone would want to avoid it. I get it. Just don't. You can't. You have to. You have to take it on the chin sometimes. Sometimes you got to walk out there and just take it. Bang. Sometimes it's not nearly as bad as you thought, and sometimes it will knock you on your butt. But man, when you're down there on your butt thinking about it, get back up, learn from it, and take away that shot, that they're going to throw, or anyone's going to throw at you if you can, again, within reason, right? So yeah, I don't think I can stress enough that I don't read nearly enough about it in forums. I don't hear it discussed very often between managers. I don't want to say like I've sat through so many management courses, but the ones I've sat through, it's never been brought up. Exit interview has never been brought up. They'll spend 2 hours on how to interview a new person. I don't know that I've sat in a class where they spent 30 seconds talking about interviewing somebody that's leaving. And I think that's a big mistake. Not that, learning to interview people as best you can to bring them into the business. It might not be much less important to learn how to interview somebody that's leaving, whether it's of their own accord or not. And therefore, let's start putting together exit interviews and conducting exit interviews. And when I'm saying disconnect, I'm not saying, turn to stone. Try your best to sympathize and empathize with that person, assuming this is like one of those where it's very, there's some hard feelings involved. Try to empathize, try to sympathize. You might not be able to. They might be off their rocker and just so mad that what they're saying is completely bogus and not worth a second to think about. But I don't think you can judge that when they're telling you it. You have to judge that down the road, a few days, decompress, think about it, let it sink in, see it from their perspective. So let's start doing some exit interviews. Hopefully you don't have too many to do because you have happy employees and whatnot. But if the opportunity arises, let's not skirt it. So thank you again for listening. And you can reach out to me in many, many different ways. Facebook, the Diagnosing the Aftermarket Facebook page. You can message me. I'm very easy to find on Facebook. YouTube channel. Please like and comment and subscribe. And I really, really looking forward to the next episode. Take care.
You've been listening to Matt Fonslow, Diagnosing the Aftermarket A to Z on the Aftermarket Radio Network. Follow Matt on your favorite listening app. He's very interested in what you have to say. Let him know what you'd like him to cover and come on the show. Matt is all for advancing the aftermarket. Find Matt Fonslow on social media and connect or on aftermarketradionetwork.com.